Hey, what is up, man? Here we are.
Hey, how's
Uh,
it going, everyone?
we got let's see. Hey, we got Gorpub in here. We got my fiance Gretchen. Hi, baby. I love you. Thank you. There's Juno. We got Austin. We got Ninja.
I gotta get my tablet.
Uh, yeah, I ain't have to take down as many notes tonight. Not even nearly as many. Just the names of everybody and everything just came to me right there. I just started writing them down because I just, you know what I mean. Like I said, this started out. My mom took me to see this one when I was 7 years old. It was June, and I turned seven that May right before. And the first eight I seen at the theater the weekend they opened.
Wow.
Hey, Russell, what's going on, man?
Dude, I
We
wasn't even born until like the third movie came out.
yeah, I from number one all the way to number eight, basically all the Paramount. I seen at the theater the opening weekend.
Dude, that must have been awesome. Like even like
It
just
was,
the atmosphere of the theater.
it
It's
was
probably just
man.
full of fear in there. Like so many scared people.
Yeah, because this kind of thing. I mean, it wasn't brand new, but I mean, this particular way was new. You know what I mean? You'd had
Right.
Halloween and you'd had little things like that, but not done like this.
This was also really hyped up beforehand too. Like you know how they had that promo with the actual poster with the F-13 smashing through the glass. Like that's what really hyped it up too. And
Yep.
the fact that it's like, oh, Friday the 13th. What's up with that?
The most terrifying film ever made is the way they built it. And I remember seeing that poster hanging in the theater. I wish I had that.
Yeah.
Um, well, I'll let everybody get in here. Hey, Waffles, what's going on, man? Let
Yeah, I
everybody
see
get in here.
yeah, I
And
see Mike over at Heroic Waffles is here, Austin Wilcutt, Juno 2000, Russell Collier. I see your fiance Gretchen is here, Ginja Ninja JK. Hello guys, we got 8 people here.
Russell says, "Hey, I made a specific intro for this one. Um, I'll wait till well, look it. Before I end up forgetting, I just kind of wanted to get a minute or two in here live because what I've got on here will probably get me claimed.
Uh-oh.
But
Now
it
acclaim
won't be a
is
strike.
bad on a live stream, but I love when people turn into complete pussies over one copyright claim on their channel on a video.
Yeah,
Everybody's like ready to have a fucking meltdown. Like, what the fuck? It does nothing.
yeah, yeah. Claims aren't nothing. It's the strikes I worry about, and I have zero strikes. But I'm probably getting ready to get a claim right here. But it's about a minute or so in. So fuck it, let's go ahead and kick into this intro, and then we'll get this shit going.
It's got a death curse!
There we go.
Good evening.
That'll probably be just enough to get a claim.
Yeah, it probably is, but I mean, it's not like you're playing it throughout the whole stream, so.
Right, Hey, hey, Eric, what's going on, man?
Hello, Mayan. Hello, Eric.
Hey, man. Just a little something special to corroborate the first Friday. Oh, and to answer your question, the version I have in there is the uncut version. So.
Yeah, I have the unrated uncut.
Yeah.
But I'm getting the link right now to watch it, and it says 95 minutes.
Oh, let me.
I think that is the running time for it.
Let me see here. Yeah.
It's funny how the uncut version's like barely any difference.
95 minutes and 27 seconds. Yeah, it's basically some extended scenes.
Yeah, it's like the one death scene on the bunk bed with the guy's throat cut or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just a little bit of extra gore, and like Annie, the first one that's killed, which was my favorite girl in the whole show. Robbie Morgan, she it shows it for like an extra second or so longer, I think, after she slices her throat, which comes across. So, yeah.
I mean, like all the times I've ever watched the theatrical cut and then the uncut, like I barely ever noticed the difference.
Right. There isn't much. Just a little bit extra gore. Just it just goes on a little longer. There's actually more differences in part two than there is in part one.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. You're right.
Two is my favorite. So I'll really be jacked for next week. Well, I'm here with bells on tonight, but I'll definitely be, because that's got my favorite final girl. I'm a fan of the hooded Jason. Now my favorite, like I said before, my favorite Jason actor is Richard Brooker for part three. But I am a fan of the hooded Jason, and I do like Jenny a lot. She's just different than all the rest of the Final Girls. She's the only one that really sat there and actually analyzed it and thought about why he would want to do, why he would want to, why he would want to kill, and why he would have so much problem. You know what I mean? She's the only one that really sits there. Remember, they're sitting in a bar and she's talking about it, and she's sitting there going, frightened little boy, you know what I mean? Frightened, he saw his mother beheaded, and that he's
Yeah. And she's the only one taking it seriously, and everybody else is getting drunk and being a goon.
Yeah. Paul, there's someone in this room. Paul, there's someone in this fucking room.
Yeah, I gotta say though, like the beginning of part two, when I first saw that movie, I was like maybe 8 or 9 years old, but the opening of that movie, I knew something was gonna happen. But I didn't know like Jason was actually gonna be popping up like in that scene, like with the ice pick and jabbing her in the fucking head. And dude, that just totally caught me off guard and just like embedded that in my head. Just the fear of part two, like that opening scene.
Yeah, I seen it the summer of '81, and it starts out and it shows, and you just assume she's gonna be the final girl again. You know what I mean? She's having flashbacks. She goes and takes that shower. Then the kitty cat, which you could tell was thrown through the window, makes her jump, and then she goes over up the fridge, and the head's in the fridge and shit, and then you get the ice pick. Yeah, that was wild, and I think it was such a great opening. That's why I stuck that part where it shows Friday 13th, and then a part two was busted through and explodes.
Yeah.
That's why I put it in my intro, because I just like that, because the last scene before that is him lifting the boiling water up off the stove, and then it just fades into black, and then it says Friday 13th explodes. I just like that kind of shit, man. I love that extra hoopla.
I agree with you, man.
You know, if they like couldn't tell by my channel, I like that hoopla shit.
Yeah. I see we have Mayann's here, and Echo Cerro just showed up, and Anthony Chobit.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I would imagine it won't take people very long to get the movies together this evening. Getting guys pick. Have you seen the uncut footage? Yes, yes. I yep. As a matter of fact,
Yeah, I have the Scream Factory box set.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah. So do I. And this steelbook and DVDs. I haven't got the 4K, which I haven't watched yet. I heard it has issues, but I haven't looked at it yet. So
Yeah, I have the Steel books, but I don't have any 4Ks for Friday the 13th.
they've only put the first one out on 4K, I do believe, and I have not watched it yet because right after I got it for like $10, and then I started hearing about what I mean, bad shit about it. So it's like, oh,
But yeah, I still have these in the shrink wrap too. Steel books.
yeah,
That's the first one. That's part 2.
mm-hmm.
Part 3.
Yeah,
And the final chapter. But the reason why I haven't opened them is because like I'm real anal when it comes to steel books. Like the littlest
mm-hmm.
scratch on there, I'm like, what the fuck? How'd that happen? And I already have the box set, and I really just like the way these look on the outside. I don't even really care what's going on the inside. So, and it was like I bought the first 2, and then I was like, well, I have to get 3 and 4. I already bought 1 and 2, and now it's if they keep making them, I'm gonna buy them all. So.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got that 10 set too. Yeah,
Oh, you got the original, the
both of
Blu-ray
them.
10? That wasn't that the first Blu-ray or something?
Yeah, yeah. I've got the Blu-ray 10 where it's got the Cape Crystal Lake. It's got the patch and all that shit. Yeah, I
Yeah,
I have that and the Screen Factory set. So
yeah, like I remember when that set was released. Like at the time, it was just a little out of my price range. And I think also at that time when that came out, I was like just becoming familiar with the Blu-ray format. So like I was like, I'm still watching DVDs. I wasn't able to really appreciate the HD format yet. But
I got so many
But
of
I
them.
mean, just looking at these films on like actually even the regular Paramount set that comes with the first 8 movies, like to some viewers it might look like the transfers might just look pretty mediocre overall, but it is a step up over the DVDs. But once you see the 4K scans for the first 4 movies, that's when you really see the jump out in definition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, besides the 3 disc, the 3 disc replacements that Screen Factory had to do, that's a damn good set. You know what I mean? It's probably the best set that they put out.
I
And
remember like
they
when that
replaced
happened,
them.
I was like, I can see 1 movie, but how did 3 of them get messed up?
Yeah, yeah. It's a different ship, but hey, at least they fixed it right away. And they were pretty quick about fixing it. So
Yeah, they were. And I was actually surprised with the emails. The emails were like real fast and not like on point. Like gave them my info, and next you know it, I got that envelope in the mail, I think like 7 days later.
hmm so yeah, they took care of it. The only thing it was about I don't really check out Jason Goes to Hell much and all that kind of stuff, but it was that one part with the arm where he takes with the hand, where he breaks the fucking bones, protrudes and shit. Um, and then I can't remember what the deal was. There was a deal with part 3 with yeah, and then there was a deal with
Jason X.
yes, yeah,
Yeah, I think it was 3X and Jason Goes to Hell.
yeah. With Jason Goes to Hell, I went ahead and got the replacement disc, but I didn't mind that anyway. But if you're gonna get the gore, get the gore.
Well, there's like one thing you can look at with that. I guess the disc that have errors on it, you could turn them into table coasters.
Okay. Yes. Well, there's a place for discs for a lot of shit, man. There was for like the old 2009 Windows sets. There was for Zombie. There was for House by the Cemetery.
But
And
this is
I
what
know
I
too.
noticed when it comes to like replacement discs. It seems like it's harder to keep track of when it happens with companies like Warner Brothers and Universal. But when
Mhm.
it happens to these kind of like these boutique smaller labels, I find out about it right away.
Yeah,
But I remember when they released the Mad Max Road Warrior 4K. And that was from Warner Brothers. I didn't know that there was a disc replacement program for it. And one day I went on Blu-ray.com and I was reading up on it. And then there was a whole thing there about the disc replacement and also a link there to get your replacement. I was like,
yeah,
I didn't know we needed to get a disc replacement for this. And I went through and did the thing and they just sent me a brand new copy.
yeah. I actually didn't get that 10 set, that 10 Blu-ray set, until they announced and put the pre-order up for the Screen Factory one. And all of a sudden, everybody's it was $350 and all that kind of shit dropped down to like 60 and 70. And I ended up going on and bidding, and I ended up getting it for $50, like new. So
Yeah, that's the tough part of being a collector. Buying at the right time and price, like price matching. But I feel like every collector that is going to happen to you at one point. If you're a big collector, eventually you're going to end up buying something, and then something like that comes out a week or two or a month later, and that's when you kick yourself in the ass.
yeah, well, I wasn't about to pay $300 for it, but I just come across it by accident, and I seen how the price had dropped down like crazy. So I said, "Fuck it, I want to go ahead and grab it because how I am. I'm a compulsive collector, and movies I love, I like to have several versions of them. It's like
Right.
my Friday 13th on my shelf. My Friday 13th goes like this long,
Wow.
and and it's several versions of it. It's media books, it's steel books, it's the DVD Paramount set. It's and to the point where I had to put the tin set at the top, and then the Screen Factory sets over there with the Screen Factory. And then I got the list. It's this long with price.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Like when I was like, well, maybe not when I was first collecting, but like in the early like 2010s, I was like all about grabbing like steel books and other editions. But I'm really at that point where
yeah,
I'm so out of room that I see things like other editions for movies that I like, and I'm just like, I can't do it because it's the money spending, and I have no room for this stuff. So I just finally drew a line in the sand and was like, that's it. I'm only buying what I need. No more buying what I want. It's what I need.
yeah.
But I see Nate over at Pat Master and Lady J
Yep.
Ghouls here. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to post the movie link one more time, and I'm sure we will get this started in a few minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much stuff out there I would love to collect and buy, but I just came to that breaking point, that kind of midlife crisis as a collector. It was just like I
Right.
gotta stop buying shit that I don't need. Like like or I mean, I gotta stop buying shit that I want. I need to just buy what I need, and that's it. Because like it's like another thing. Like I mean, I totally get the double dipping and everything because it mostly has to do with like a special numbered edition or a certain edition that might come in a media book or a certain edition that comes with special artwork and something on the inside. I totally get it, and I'll like never rip on somebody for that. But I just, over the years for me, I'm just like, I ain't got the room for this stuff and I ain't got the money. But I mean, occasionally I do see something and I will double dip on. Like, for instance,
Yeah.
the new Army of Darkness 4K Steelbook. I have that movie at least maybe seven or eight different copies of it. But on Blu-ray, that's my third Blu-ray of buying it, and I had the previous Steelbook too. But the artwork was so nice that I felt like I needed it.
Yeah. definitely, yeah, yeah. I've got I have the first three of the Steelbook. I don't have part four yet, but it stays pretty cheap. I'll get it sooner or later. Um, I've been trying to keep up on all these fucking limited editions that run ridiculous prices. Um,
Yeah.
I managed to get lucky and got the Opera 4K limited edition. It went back on sale at Orbit yesterday, just long enough for me to grab it up for that $59.99, because over on the scalpers were already going crazy, and already over on eBay there was three for sale, you know, and one was 150, another one was 180, and the other one was like 350, and then I had left that notification on Orbit to let me know if it came back for sale. Well, it sent me a notification. I went over and snatched it. So fuck them and their 350 and their 200 and their 150. I got it for 60. It's already.
I see Kale L. Daly is here and
Hey,
Adrienne
Calvin.
Reyes.
Hey, Adrienne, how's it going?
Like it's like whenever you show me like certain special editions and stuff, like I love seeing that stuff. I just wish I had money and space to really afford that stuff. Like when I see it, it's like it's not that I'm like jealous. I'm like, ah, I wish I could have that. I appreciate just seeing it more than being like jealous about it. But if I'm like jealous, it's in a good way, It's like, oh, I wish I had that. I ain't
Yeah,
like jealous to a point where I'm like, oh, fuck you, man, for having that, like something like that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Eh,
I gotta be honest. There has been times. There's a couple of things I really went out there that I see people getting. I was like, oh fuck that shit, man. Man, I should have that. I'll, I'll admit it.
I mean,
I'll
the only time
admit
I'll
it.
get mad about something like that is if it's like maybe like for instance like a midnight vinegar syndrome sale that I wasn't like paying attention to and they have something I want and I don't have the money. That's when I'm like fucking jealous and mad,
Yeah. Hey, Jen's reviews from the grave. Do you know Jen's reviews from the grave?
Oh yeah, I definitely know Jen and Christian. Hello, Jen.
What's going on?
I haven't really seen her on here in a while, but I know she streams a lot with the Trash Picture Show. But occasionally
Very
I
cool.
jump into those streams when I can.
Very cool. Thanks for coming. Everybody give us that thumbs up if you would, please. Appreciate it. Adrian, nice to see you. It's been a minute. How you doing? Good to see the new. Yeah, and I have seen that played, that Chainsaw Massacre game. That I haven't got a game in a long time. I don't game much anymore, but that is one that I may end up drafting. You know, I am about Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
But
Like
go ahead, man.
no, I was just saying like you were talking about Chainsaw, and I bought the 4K that came with the slipcover, and like the main reason why I bought that because I was like I have Texas Chainsaw Massacre on a regular DVD. I have a DVD steelbook, and then I had the 4 disc special edition or the 40th anniversary edition that slides out.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sitting there thinking, like, I don't really have like a legit Texas Chainsaw Massacre edition on Blu-ray. It's all like, I have it in special editions, like in Steelbook. And I was like, no, I need a regular standard release. And that's like the only reason why I bought the 4K. I
Yeah.
mean, plus the slipcover was cool too.
I have five Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4Ks, five different ones.
Wow.
I have like 13 Texas Chainsaw Massacres.
Yeah, I mean, once I saw that you had like the Black Maria truck and just looking at your movie maniacs and McFarlane figures, like just seeing that right there, I'm like, this dude's fucking ride or die with Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah. It's almost there with Halloween. If Halloween hadn't been the first, it might bypass it. I don't know. Can't go back and find out, so I don't know. But then again, there's a special feeling that I get when I watch Halloween 1978 that I don't get when I watch anything else. And I think it's probably because it was what introduced me to horror to begin with. It just, and to me, that's the only one that nails it like that. It's the only one that just, The
Yeah,
rest of
to
them,
me, it's just the most effective one.
well, easily. I mean,
It's
the first half, the first half of Halloween 2, especially at the very beginning when he's walking around there and he goes in the chick's house and kills her, and you hear all the mayonnaise on your sandwich, shit like that. That's got that vibe too. You know what I mean? It's got a lot of that vibe because he's roaming around the neighborhood and it's at night. He's standing looking through the window in the dark. You know what I mean? So they still capture it there, but then slowly as the movie goes on, they start losing that. By the time they get to the brother sister shit, it's gone.
yeah. No, I'm sitting there like playing it through my head, and it makes total sense what you're saying.
I do like Halloween 2. Halloween 2 to me is my sequel. Not 2018. Halloween 2 is my, you know, what do they call that? My
Like homage, I guess, or
no oh shit, I can't remember. It's a word gamers use a lot. It's my damn it, I can't think of that. It's one of those times where I can think of it any other time, but I cannot think of the word right now. It's my
it
fuck, fuck,
happens.
fuck. I hate that shit. Anyway, 102, 104 degrees. Yeah, it was actually pretty hot here too. The heat index this morning it said it was 79, but the heat index was already 92.
Yeah, see, that's the type of weather I walk out the door and right away I am defeated. Right away, like time to go back inside. I'm done.
Yeah,
But I agree with you about that because if you ask me, like, I mean, like I would say the first six Halloween movies are probably the most watchable in my opinion.
yeah,
But if you were to like ask me like how I feel about the franchise and Michael Myers died in part two for me. He's
yes,
fucking he got roasted. He's done.
yeah,
But like I love the idea of Halloween 3. And like just looking back on that, I kind of wish that it just wasn't a part of the Halloween franchise, so it would get better recognition and be received more by people. But I can understand and somewhat agree to the point of wanting Michael Myers to come back, but
hmm
part four he doesn't look that great. It's not awful though. It's a
it's that
watchable
mask.
movie.
It's
But
that
then
mask.
part five comes in and he looks even worse, and the movie's just not that great, in my personal opinion.
No,
And then part six, it looks like he went to the mall and put some fucking volume in his hair and it's all puffed out. And
yeah,
it's just as these movies go along, the value starts to just go down the steps. But
yeah,
that's just my personal opinion. And I
maybe probably
understand that
that.
people love and adore these movies, and I try to respect that. But that's just a rough franchise to sit through and be like, it's good all the way through. Like I can't say that. I just don't feel
I,
that way.
I don't think even the biggest fan of the franchise can because it's impossible. It goes so many different ways, and it's just yeah,
But I mean,
it's equality.
no, you're right. But it's just sometimes like I don't even bother to get into the argument. But sometimes I see people like oh the masks get better as the movie goes along. That's when I'm like, all right, I'm done talking.
Yeah,
I'm done talking about that.
Gino's right. Michael Myers' mask on the Screen Factory 4K artwork does look like Nicolas Cage. Well, the mask itself looked kind of like Nick.
Hey, the
It
Hatchet
looked good.
Boys. Hatchet Boys is here.
Very cool. What's up, man? What's up, man? Yeah, we got 17 in the chat.
But I saw recently that he made a short, Hatchet Boys, saying that he was like taking a break, and I think he might have had some kind of like health issues. I forget, but if that's true, I hope you're doing better now. Hope you're feeling
Yeah,
better at least. But I did see that short or whatever. I think he made it like maybe like a couple weeks ago.
wow. Adrienne still is like Halloween 3. Wow, she's still not getting into Halloween 3. Hey,
Like I can't argue with people. Like that's Halloween 3. I love it, but I can't defend it because
uh,
usually a lot of people's reasons why they don't like it are valid. They are like, I can see why people don't like it, but for me, I just think it's one of the best Halloween season themed movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, it does have. Yeah, no, I didn't like it as a kid because when it came out, you know, I was expecting Michael Myers just like everybody else. So as a kid, expecting Mike, but as I got older, I began to realize that that I did like it for what it was. Um, I never hated it, but I was just pissed off about it because I was, let me see, came out what, 83. So I was 10 years old, and being a 10-year-old Michael Myers fan at the time I was 6 years old, 5 6 years old, I was gonna be petty about it.
Yeah, like I mean, I'll admit, the first time I watched it, some things really freaked me out about it at a young age. Like watching that kid's head melt after the commercial goes, like that really like just fucked with my head. But like
Right.
as the years went along, I'm like, yeah, this movie is not that good. Like, what is this? But then Scream Factory decided to revive it and release it on DVD and Blu-ray. And that was a part of their first line. And I was already buying Halloween 2. So I was like, let me give Halloween 3 a chance again. Because if I don't like it, I'm just going to sell it. And
Right.
going back and watching it, the one thing that really pulled me in was the soundtrack.
Oh, definitely.
Like the opening intro with that soundtrack, just it's got a pulse. It just, to me, it drags me into the movie.
Yeah.
And from the first time I watched it on Blu-ray from Scream Factory, that's when I was like, I'm actually a fan of this movie, and didn't realize it till now.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked it from about the time I was 12 or 13. So it only took me a couple of years to turn around on it. By the time it did, because I seen it in the theater, of course, because I was a Halloween fan. Um, but by the time it got over to HBO and all that shit, I'd watched it a couple of times and realized that and I'd come around to it. But
Yeah, there's certain films that are nearly impossible to defend, and that's one right there that I can't really defend because usually people have valid points of why they don't like it.
I haven't ran into many that don't like it nowadays. But back then, man,
And
everybody had fault. But now, Adrienne's one of the first people I've heard in a while say that.
yeah, I mean, like another thing that really like made me enjoy seeing the movie again was checking out all the special features from Scream Factory, like the new documentary and
That's a
that
good one. Yeah.
Horror's Hollow Ground segment, like all of it. Just like when I was done with that Blu-ray, I was like, I can't believe how much I just fell in love with this movie. And I used to just be like, not a hater, but kind of casual.
Yeah.
Like just overall, I just didn't care for the movie. But that Blu-ray really just awoke something in me. I don't know.
Sean does a hell of a job with those horrors hollow grounds, man. Now you talk about a collector. We collect up, he collects actual movie fucking props, man. He's got the
Dude, I
actual.
know. Like, dude, he's got the original Poltergeist clown, and
I know.
seeing that in his house, like if I had that in my house, I probably would take me a little while to sleep easy. you know, like, I don't know if I could have that thing in my house.
Let me see. What do you see here? Let me see here. All right.
Mm.
Hey, I got mine lined up. Whenever everybody's ready, give me that thumbs up and let me know whenever you got it ready here, and I'll do the countdown and we'll get rolling.
I'm gonna post the link one more time. So everybody, just sound off and let us know that you're ready in the chat.
Yeah, just give us that thumbs up. Austin says he's ready. Lady J is ready. Yeah, that's one thing I don't like about the original Friday 13th, man, is they kill my girl. My girl is the first one to get, well, you got that couple that gets killed at the very beginning. But my favorite girl, Annie gets killed. And I wish that she'd been the survivor girl. Man ready, Adrienne giving us giving a blush smiley face and two Satan sign.
I love Universal for I love you. I think that is.
Yeah.
I think that's like I love you, something like that. But all right, I'd say go ahead and count it down. It looks like everyone's ready.
Cool. All righty. I got mine paused right here on the Paramount on the opening Paramount thing here. So if anyone's not ready, let me know as I'm going down this file. I'll go slow down this file. So everybody put 5,
Yeah, I'm paused at 1 second.
4, yeah, 3, 2, 1, go. Gulf and Western Company. That always pisses me off. Like Sean S. Cunningham film. Now you notice on my little thing I got going here, mine says tonight's feature is Sean S. Cunningham and Victor Miller's Friday the 13th, 1980.
Yeah, you never see those two names really attached to each other.
Because it's both their movie. Basically Sean Cunningham came up with the title and this and that. Victor wrote the characters, and Victor wrote this movie.
Yeah, so Friday the 13th officially really takes off in 1958 with this opening scene.
Yeah.
And eventually we make our way to present day in 1980. Yeah, Austin Wilcott's like he's singing the Milk and Honey song.
Milk and honey on the other side. Hallelujah. Yeah.
If I was at that camp with them, I'd be like, I'm going to fucking bed, you weirdos.
They're having a good old time. The old time they're just singing Milk and Honey. Those two are, looking Claudette and Barry are looking at each other like, hey, let's go off over here. And it gives you a direct hint because as soon as as soon as the killer comes in to kill them, they're going, "Hey, we weren't doing it." So it's like they're talking to somebody that works there. They're more worried about getting caught, having sex than they are, the knife she's pulling out. Yeah, here it is. Milk and honey on the other side. There they are checking each other. Yeah, they're thinking hallelujah. She says, "Come on." She's not looking funny. How long was those potatoes under fire? Like, I don't know. Potatoes are good potatoes, man. Nobody will see. No way. Of course, he's going to be like, no way. This dude's going to say whatever he's got to say. Jesus, they're not good. Yeah, it's fucked up. At least give these two a chance to get it on for a few minutes before you go in and cut it off. Damn. But, as you know the story, she doesn't like teenagers having sex. She doesn't appreciate that. She does not like that. That definitely gives her PTSD flashback. And it would. Like, to her, she sees the same two that were fucking when Jason drowned.
Yeah.
Yeah, so about this movie. Oh, I love this one, man. Um, Actually, a lot of people are down on the original one, and I don't get it because I think Betsy Palmer is absolutely chilling as the killer, man.
Yeah, I agree with you, dude. I always see people just not
Yeah,
like really, not like it's not like people shit on this movie, but it's just people kind of are real easy to put it in the back seat.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
But I mean, usually when I hear people out about it, like I hear some valid things. Like some of it does make sense, even though by the end of it, I'm still like, it's quite a classic. I don't know how people can't really appreciate it, but people will bring up some good points on why they don't like it so much.
Do you know today got him a 7-Eleven free Slurpee today? Very cool, man.
Did you have to wait in a line for a couple hours? Like whenever somebody whenever it's like what, like water ice day or something's being given out, it's like everybody and their mother just starts coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
All right, I see Sean 420 is here.
Hey,
Hello.
what's going on? Welcome. I don't think Sean 420 has ever been over here before. Welcome, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I just gave him a sub. I don't know who he is, but I gave him a sub.
Cool. Yeah, I will check you out here just a little bit, Sean. Welcome, man. Everybody, welcome Sean for the first time.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in.
We do all kinds of crazy shit here, man.
Yeah, I gotta say that. Like, I remember when Jason Takes Manhattan came out, and I could see like the artwork. It's like in the city, and just watching the trailer, it's like you see him walking through New York. Like that right there scared me because I'm like, wait, Jason, if he's in the city, that means he can get me. Like I used to like really think into that.
Right?
Like, yo, he's gonna fucking get me now. Like he found his way to the city, so he's gonna get me.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Yeah, that definitely changed the game. And I got no problem with Jason Takes Manhattan to the point. Like I said a million times, it's that fucking ending, man.
Yeah, it falls apart, man.
Where how does the waste push you there? All of a sudden, he's a little kid again. I mean, I get the idea of what they were trying to say, but this is shot in goddamn what's the name of that town in Jersey? I'm sure somebody knows real quick here. I do not remember. Here's
Where
my
this
girl
takes
Eddie, man.
place, or the actual filming location?
Yeah,
I'm gonna look up filming locations real quick.
it's Jersey. It's I can't remember the name of the little town, man. Um, Here she is. This is my girl. She's cute as a button, man. They didn't even give her a chance to really become a. I mean, there's several other characters I like less that they could have off first. They could have made them the cook.
Yeah, I mean, no, I agree with you, but it sucks that she only has so much screen time because you don't really get to see the
Yeah,
potential with her.
yeah, and but I mean, what you do get to see, I mean, you see, she's got a good lively character, and like I say, she's cute as a button. So, of course, I was always kind of partial to Marcy too, or as I refer to her as Perky. To me, Marcy's name is not Marcy; it's Perky, and she's got, and I don't mean it's like a pervert here, but well, maybe I do. Um, she's got some of the coolest sex noises I've ever heard. Hey, man, hey, hey, everybody knows me.
Apparently it was filmed in Hope, New Jersey, Hardwick,
Okay,
New
yeah,
Jersey, and Hope.
right, okay. This guy here, I can't remember this dude's name here, and he was in House of Thousand Corpses. What is his fucking name? Damn it! The guy that's got the large forehead. Remember, he's wearing the big huge mask in House of Thousand Corpses.
The guy with the big mallet in the beginning who hits the robber.
Yeah, that takes him out. Remember, he's got the crazy looking teeth and shit.
He's in this movie.
Yeah, he was sleeping back there in the old diner. Erwin Keys, Juno said. Juno, you're
I'd
right
have
over
to
there.
take a closer look at that Sometimes I
Yeah.
overlook like background people. I don't always pay attention to that stuff.
My favorite Friday the 13th, Sean, is Friday the 13th Part 2.
Yeah, I mean, over the years, because I love the franchise so much that my favorite film will kind of change as like decades go on. But it does seem like, I'm kind of I've been leaning towards part two a lot more in like the past 10 years. But for a while, I was really big on the final chapter. Then I was big on part six, then part three. Like I've been all over the damn franchise. It's so hard to pick a favorite, but if
Yeah,
I did have to just settle and land on one, it would probably be part two.
yeah, that is my favorite. To me, it has everything.
Dude,
Now,
it even
most
like
people say 4 does, but to me, 2, I like 2 better.
dude, it's got like one of the most like hyped up and built up like jump scares at the end too. Like that shit'll like send you to the hospital, like
The
so
coolest
intense.
looking Jason, too. He half his face looks like one person, and the other half looks like another dude.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
it's all in
I
slow
just
mo,
cool.
so you can see all the details, and it's like that's enough to send somebody to the hospital with heart failure.
Yeah. No, I do believe I do believe isn't Bacon's first movie Animal House, Russell?
Yeah, but that's also like he thought he like made it big when he got the Animal House job, and he quickly realized that he only just took one step up on the ladder, and he's
Yeah.
got a lot more steps to climb. But apparently, he was really disappointed that he didn't make it from his job with Animal House.
Yeah. Yeah. Next thing you know, he was a victim in Friday 13. But no, did Animal House come out? Did Animal House come out first, or did this?
I
I
thought
think that
Animal
was a
House
couple
was
years
like
before.
78, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was a couple of years before this
I'm gonna look that up.
because he plays that asshole, man. He's that asshole cadet.
Yeah, Animal House was released in 78.
Um, yeah. Well, let me guess why your name's Sean 420.
I mean, you
Gee,
should have just added a 69 after
hell yeah,
it.
yeah. This guy, you know what I mean? These days, people would be afraid to catch a ride with this guy. You know what I mean? It would just seem weird. You wouldn't be able to trust him. But back in 1980, things were, you know, um, all the major serial killers hadn't come to light yet. I mean, Bundy had a couple others, but you could still catch rides here and there. You wasn't so worried about
See, that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy like exploitation films and older classics, because no matter what story is being told, you're seeing it through that time period and how certain things were acceptable and how things were done, and you compare that to your present day of like when you're watching that movie, and
it.
I
Yeah,
just love seeing shit like that. It's just like even looking at how like the landscape of a certain scene will look, and today it's probably looks completely different.
yeah. Was
But
it completely
unfortunately,
inappropriate?
nowadays we're dealing with open air diseases and people changing their body sex and people crying over fucking internet shit and just it's I don't know.
Yeah, it's a different world.
Yeah, I feel like I woke up one day and someone just put me on a different planet, but that's just the way it is.
Is it totally inappropriate of me to discuss this girl's sex noises?
For what?
Do discuss Marcy's sex noises? Was that totally inappropriate?
No, but it was like I'm just trying to pinpoint it exactly. It's like what the
Just
hell?
wait. Just wait till you hear them, and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, okay." Hey, Jamie, how's it going? Hey, everybody knows I speak my mind. I tell it how it is. I tell
I
it how
mean,
I
if
see it.
If you enjoy stuff like that, I think you would really enjoy women's tennis.
Oh, I do enjoy women's tennis.
They make a lot of noises like that. Hey, Jamie Hart's here. How you doing, Jamie?
Yeah.
So, have you watched the 4K yet of Friday the
No,
13th? No.
no, I haven't watched it yet because right after I got it, I started hearing shit about it and it made me paranoid. I figured I'd wait a while. That way I wasn't affected by hearing everyone what everyone said. Because if I'd have watched it right away, I'm afraid I would have. I'm gonna watch it with an open mind and not with that in the back of my head.
I see what you mean, without being tainted by something
Yeah,
else.
because you know that
But
kind of thing
I
can get
just
to you.
go ahead.
I said no, not the same. That kind of thing can get to your opinion sometimes.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's like that with like anything. Like it's like a spoiler kind of like an unintentional spoiler in a way.
Right.
But I think the 4K scan that Scream Factory did, like you can see a difference. It's there. Like way more clarity in these shots.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
red going here. My light.
And like certain colors like really stand out. Like that red truck really like pops off the screen. The yellow raincoats.
Yeah. Lady J, how you doing this evening, Lady J? Lady
So
J, I always think of that GI Joe character, man. She always wore this green type suit. I I had the action figure.
uh what it looks like Jamie was in the hospital or something, or am I like misinterpreting this?
Yeah, she had to have a procedure of like a biopsy.
Oh. Well, it looks like she's recovering or in recovery, so it looks like everything went good. But that's good to see.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, man.
So hopefully that turns out okay, and that's all good and everything. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully everybody's because the biopsy is like they remove something, right, and then they test it. I do believe it, or it's removed and then they test it to make sure that it's all right, that it's not,
Yeah, like
make
to
sure.
make sure it's not like what's the word? Benign,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
I think like benign that benign bullshit.
yeah. I do believe benign means it's not. Benign's a good thing.
Yeah, it's like non-effective, basically.
Here's this group here. The chick that played Brenda Lori Bartram. We lost her a few years back.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I have a story for one of the characters from part two next week when we do it, man. Something I found out that I was really sad about. It's I'll talk about it next week. I'll stick with the one at hand right now. But yeah, it's a really sad story about one of the stars of part two.
Yeah, it's always a shame, like when you hear that in the documentaries, like, because like you can see like the cast members are always like, she would have loved to have been here talking about this movie right now, and like even like with Pumpkinhead last night, like the one asshole
Yeah,
villain with the leather jacket, his girlfriend apparently
yeah,
in real life she died from breast cancer at like 48 years old.
yeah.
And like I
Well,
remember I was like watching that and like hearing that info, I was like, oh my God, like that girl was so beautiful too. Like,
yeah,
but
and
that's
more,
unfortunately that's life, man. It's just the way things go. Not everybody's dealt. guaranteed hand.
Dude that played Suicide for Return of the Living Dead, Mark Venturi, he died of leukemia, like when he was still young.
Yeah. And everybody says he was like,
Like a nice guy.
really nice guy, a gentle giant, because he was such a tall guy.
Yeah, he's like 6'5" or something. Yeah, yeah, he looked like he'd whip the shit out of you too. Scram, wimp.
Actually, that's very accurate.
Yeah,
Graham Whip.
yeah. I fucking bust my ass for you guys. You know that? You stupid. Well, fuck you, man. Fuck you all.
This isn't a costume, man. It's a way of life.
Yeah. Hey, what's wrong with you, man?
Yeah, Kale's saying that the 4K is super dark, so that means the dark scenes have no definition then.
Something else they hurried through. You can't hurry through that shit, man. See, that's a bummer. Now I know why it went so cheap so quick. Yes, absolutely, Juno. I so wish it would have been the blonde-headed dude with the blonde mohawk that got killed first, and Suicide would have stuck around a little longer. But at the same time, if that would have happened, Spider wouldn't have been prevalent. He wouldn't have come to the forefront as quick because he was like second in line as far as the leaders go. If Suicide would have been around, he would have been leading rather than
All right, we are coming up to an important scene here.
Yes,
This is where it all kicks off.
The death of my girl at 21 minutes. This is so sad. Family should be ashamed of fucking self.
Like reflecting on that, like I don't know how I felt when I first watched it, but as I watched this movie, you kind of get the vibe that she's gonna be all right. She's very uppity and everything, and just looking forward to being a cook at the camp and just a friendly person. It just seems like the last person to be in this situation right now.
That's what makes it so tragic. They almost paint her into that Janet Leigh, Drew Barrymore spot.
Gotcha, yeah.
Because it just seems so positive. It seems like everything's going to be good with it. Just like right here, you feel like she might have got away. And then all of a sudden she trips and falls down, and then she's looking directly at the shoe. Here it is. The first actual artwork of Tom Savini here, as far as Friday the 13th franchise goes. Flip what up? Yeah. See, yeah. That goes for at least an extra second or two longer than the R rated.
I think it actually would have been pretty cool, like right after her death, to have the title card come in after that.
That would have been, yeah.
I mean, maybe it wouldn't like work completely because it's a little bit deep into the movie now, but I just feel like right after that kill with like the Friday the 13th, like smashing at the screen, it would be really cool to see.
Well, I feel like they would have had to made a choice then. Then they couldn't have really had the couple get killed back in the day. You know what I mean? At the very beginning, they would have had to have discussed how the couple was killed rather than show it.
Right. You're definitely right about that.
So they had to make a decision on it. God be all the glory.
Yeah, Adrienne's basically like saying what I was just saying. Like they gave the Annie character sweet survival girl vibes, but then they killed her off real quick.
Yep, exactly, Adrienne. Yep.
Like I can't remember how I felt about that situation when I first seen it, but you do get the vibe that she's gonna have a good old time and she'll have a whole long life to live, but it's the opposite.
Right.
Probably the only one who really doesn't deserve it. I mean, she didn't even have a chance to smoke a joint or get laid yet. So, you know.
Yeah. Our first actual look of Harry Crosby, the son of Bing Crosby. Yeah, I guess I guess the cast was pretty much fanboying his dad throughout the whole time. You know, when he was here, they were asking about his dad, talking about his dad. Because you got to think, this is 1980. Bing Crosby was still something, mate. You know what I mean? He was still he's a part of that Hollywood golden age.
Right, his name was still very relevant back then. Or
Exactly.
relevant,
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. The speedos on the dude that kills me.
Yeah, Russell's saying that Tom Savini didn't want to do part 2 because to him there was no Jason.
Yeah.
So it
But
went on to the burning.
he was
But
actually
I
kind of
think,
insulting about it.
like, it seemed like Savini wasn't really too big on doing the sequels, but something tells me once he started seeing the dollar signs, his mind changed a bit there.
Yeah, they pulled him in for part 4 because it gave him a chance to kill off Jason.
Right, and he was told that's going to be the last film, so he figured, hey, why not? This is going to be the last one. I may as well do it.
Yeah. Some of the best effects, man. When he catches that machete in the side of the head and falls on it, it slides on it. That's some nasty shit, man.
Dude, I could feel that every time. Every time I see that scene, I feel that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I gotta say, the one kill that, like, every time it's got an effect for me is in the trailer when the killer has got the girl in the pool and he takes the hacksaw and cuts her throat. It looks like it's in the back of her neck. That's how deep it is. And every time, like, ah, yeah, like just, it's so rough. But
Hey,
yeah,
son.
that's like such an effective kill. Every time I see it, I'm like, fuck, that's rough.
Yeah. Johnny Walker from Johnny's Boutique Podcast in the house. What's going on, Johnny? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going there, Johnny? Wasn't he just streaming or something like that?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. No, never mind. I was just looking at his channel. That's what that was. It wasn't streaming. I was looking at his channel.
I ain't talked to Johnny in a minute. We did a couple of streams together here probably about a year or so ago, John. We did a countdown. We did a Italian film countdown and shit. He I found his channel through Toddy Walnuts actually.
Yeah, that's like one of the first channels like I would lurk on before I even like started a channel. Like, cause if you like type in like even like just on Google, you type in like horror movies, like, and you look at the video section, you'll see like Toddy Walnut stuff, and that dude's got everything, anything you could think of, he's got it, and he presents himself pretty well in his videos and everything. And I remember, I'm sure he's still on Facebook, but when I was on Facebook, I ended up finding him in a movie group that was like selling movies to people throughout the community, and he actually messaged me a couple times about wanting to do a couple trades, but I never actually ended up doing a deal with him.
Yeah, I was talking to Todd about a week or so ago about a couple of his videos.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. I never really talked to him. I talked to him on Facebook long time ago, like back in like 2013 or something, but he's definitely one of the first channels I was lurking on.
Yeah, me too.
I see JT's here. What's up, JT?
Yeah, JT.
Yeah, we got 21 people in the chat, bro.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what possessed that, but that is amazing to see. Well, never mind. It's Friday the 13th. Why not? You know, we should have 20 some people in here.
Well, we always do. We usually top out around 14 or 15. So I kind of expected that 4 or 5.
I just think it's been a little while since I've seen at least 20 or so people in the chat.
Right.
But that's that's perfectly fine. If there's 8 people, that to me
Yeah,
that's a lot. So
yeah, yeah, definitely. The first view of Ron Milky. There you go. You keep your noses clean here. You'll be hearing from me. You don't. Here he is. Here he is. He says,
we're not gonna stand for any weirdness out here.
stand for no weirdness. And
What a
they're,
goofball.
it's like the fucker might as well roll up on a fucking 10 speed,
No.
And the way he goes right here and turns around, he about busts his ass on this bike, man. It's hilarious.
Yo, I swear, like when they cut the scene, I think he crashed the bike. See when they cut it off right there, it looks like he's like losing balance. Which he
Yeah,
probably did. He probably crashed the bike.
and he just going forward there. Did you see him turn around? It was like,
Yeah, and then he starts getting uphill, and then you see his foot go off the pedal, and the scene cuts. So they probably fucking fell off the bike or something.
like bike much, man. Oh,
It's Ralph. I'm a messenger of God. You're doomed if you stay here.
this is the first Ralph, isn't it?
Yep, this is his introduction.
Walt Gorney, man, rest in peace. He did crash the bike when they cut the scene. Jamie says, "Yeah, censorship fucking sucks, man. It's a complete
Yeah, I figured they crashed the bike.
Yeah,
You could just you see his body language and the way his foot is going off of the pedal. Like it looks like he's going into disaster, and they cut it.
he just is good. They say he's a real nice guy, but yeah, he's like they said. Walt Gorney was like he really didn't any major lead roles, but he had done a lot of stage, and he'd been around forever. And they said he was a really nice guy too.
Who, Ralph?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gorney, yeah. Just like they said, Ron Milky, the bike cop there. Like I said, they should have had him on a 10 speed too. They keep him hurting himself so much anyway.
Yo, Ralph is killing it on his bike though.
Hey Ben, how's it going, man? Ben from
Cadaver Club. Ben Cadaver Club is here. Holy shit.
Good friend.
How you doing, Ben?
Ben, yeah, Ben used to be on the streams all the time. His work schedule and shit. Fucker makes fucking furniture, man. He actually makes fucking furniture. He got a hell of a job.
One thing I miss with Ben is his motorcycle reviews.
Yeah.
He used to just get on his bike and then pick a movie and start talking. And I gotta say, when I would watch the video, I'd be a little nervous because I'd be like, "Oh, he's picking up some speed here." But being on that bike, put yourself really in reality on that bike. Everything's fine, but just watching, I'm like, "Holy shit, dude! I hope he's gonna be all right on this bike."
Yeah. Did you see the one where he went across the bridge, and the one where he did where he went to the fog lighthouse?
I'm a little foggy on that right now, but I believe you. I just can't remember that exactly right now.
Yeah, because he lives up there close to that area. He used to make furniture. Now he's a prototyper. Okay, also that explains the difference in that explains why you're busier now. Okay.
Yeah, now he's a prototyper.
Damn.
Yeah, Ben's getting shit done with himself.
Oh yeah. He's one of the first people to accept me into the community. One of the first people that held out their hand, you know what I mean, and kind of gave me direction. It's always greatly appreciated. Him and Phil met Knight early on when he started his first channel. Just people like that. Eric from Hager and Eric here, you know what I mean. That's the first people that I really connected with.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Over 2 years ago. And I watched Todd. I can't remember his name, but he's the older guy, man. I was trying to think of it last time. He's balding on top. He wears glasses, mustache and beard. He's a big time collector. God damn, what's his name?
Ah, wait. I think you're talking about Papa Jupe.
No,
No, his
it's
name's
like his name,
Mark Papa Jupe.
no, it's just like his name starts with an R. It's damn. If anybody knows who I'm talking about, he's kind of balding on top, and he used to do real late night streams where he'd show up with screen practice flex and all that stuff. He wears glasses, graying mustache and beard. And about a year and a half ago, he moved it to his streams to upstairs, and him and his wife. You can hear his wife up in the background talking a lot. He'll still be talking to everybody. Starts with a, I could swear it starts with an R.
Damn, Ben said that his dog passed away, and if I
Oh,
remember correctly, I think his dog's name was Quilted. I hope I'm right on that. But I remember he would be streaming and he would bring the dog on occasionally.
yeah. Sorry to hear
But
that.
yeah, like I clearly remember, like he had a corgi. I think he had like a mini corgi that was like a blondish tan color, and I think the dog's name was Quilted or something like that. But I'm sorry to hear that, man. I mean, a lot of us can relate to that,
Yep, that's
and
his name.
unfortunately, that's just a big part of life, man. Losing family members, losing animals and pets is like losing a family member, and
It
that's
sure
not
is.
something you could just get over in like a day or two. That's going to be with you for the rest of your life. But I'm sorry to hear about that, man.
A couple of years ago, we lost our girl, or our little girl dog. She was her name was Peaches, and we'd had her for 12, 13 years. And my 16-year-old son had grown up with her. So when she passed, it was really hard for him because they'd grown up together.
Yeah.
It
I
was his
mean, like
favorite
I lost
wrestling.
my Yorkie about 4 years ago,
Ooh, that's hard, Sean.
and she had health problems. She lived for 12 years, and we had to end up getting her teeth taken out because if she left them in, they would have gotten her whole mouth would have been infected.
Yeah,
But I'm just glad that she died in her sleep.
yeah.
She didn't suffer or not. She died in her sleep. That's the only thing I'm grateful for. But I wasn't like, I was in no way or shape or form willing to get another dog. But
Right.
then I heard about a breeder that was breeding Yorkies, and I was like,
She's
I know some people just
people
can't
are
move
doing
on
that.
and get another dog, but I feel like it's best to just try and get another dog and just move on with that. And the dog
Yes,
I have
people are
now
doing it.
is 3 years old, and she's a great dog, and I'm
Yeah,
happy to have her, but I still miss my other baby girl, so it's tough.
yeah. Me and my fiance watched your vids on with your little dog. Um, Sean 420. It's really hard to say what my favorite wrestling match is, but I will give you two: Randy Savage, Ricky Steamboat at WrestleMania 3, and Bret Hart, Steve Austin, WrestleMania 13. Here is the part that I'm talking about here with Marcy and her sex noises. Janine Taylor makes some of the, she acts some great sex noises. I think maybe she was just enjoying making out with Kevin Bacon because she makes these. I don't know. It's hard to explain. You really can't explain them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just got to experience it.
Yeah. Oh, and you definitely experience it when she does. Anyway, I will be good. I will be less perverted here. Yeah, we're at 30. I'm at 38 minutes.
I'm
But
just
yeah,
about, I think I'm like 9 seconds behind you, but we're in the same ballpark.
but yeah, I'm just letting you know that it was coming up to that part so you could hear exactly what it is I'm talking about. Yeah, I never claimed I wasn't R-rated on my streams.
Yeah, I'll never be monetized.
I am what I am. Monopoly, yes. Strip Monopoly, yes. This is entertaining.
I mean, that really does bring like a whole new definition to the game, you know?
Jamie says, I've enjoyed making out with Kevin Bacon very much. Well, well, if anybody don't remember the noises that this Marcy's making, listen close here. So Yeah. I mean, I think she was definitely method acting here. That man says, I got the Popeye reference. Yeah, I am what I am. Feels here.
It's like she's possessed. Like she's not able to control herself. Something's controlling her. It's Kevin Bacon.
Right, right. That's a good
Bacon
noise.
is cooking. Bacon
That's a
is cooking
good.
right now.
That's a good noises, brother. I'm telling you. Yeah, these two appeared to be
Yay, it's the cutscene.
doing themselves. The timestamp, Johnny, is 40 minutes 20 seconds.
Yeah, I'm exactly at 40:20.
Hey man, I love bacon. Tell me those noises were not noises of complete pleasure. That's very cool. Not just laying together. He's got his hand. He's got a boob in his hand. Yeah, I think those two dug each other, man. Truth be known. Cool. Johnny synced up with it. How you been doing, Johnny? I haven't talked to you in a while, man.
I mean 40. No, not 50, 40. God damn it. I put the wrong timestamp there. I gotta delete that.
Yes, yes, I have seen Sleepers. That's a pretty good show, man.
But
Yeah, he
yeah,
played a
we're
villain.
at
That's the first time he played a villain, I
41.
think. I think it's the first time Kevin Bacon ever played a villain was in Sleepers. And Kevin Bacon plays a hell of a villain, man.
What movie?
Sleepers.
Oh, okay. Isn't that the one about the little boys that are like being raped or
Yep.
something at the Catholic school or something?
Yep.
I think like Ethan Hawke is in it, or maybe he's not. I forget. I haven't seen that in a long time, man.
Oh, yeah. It's got a little dude from Lost Boys and shit. Yeah, sure does.
All right, apparently I was right.
But that's funny, speaking of Harry Crosby here, that's funny when your dad is so famous at the time for Three fanboy and you know? But I guess the whole cast did. They fanboyed him because of who his dad was. Because at this time, Bing was still alive, I think, wasn't he? 1980? Or maybe he had just died?
Now, if I'm gonna assume everybody in the chat has seen this before, maybe Mayanne hasn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
So much blood. I gotta turn this down. That's another thing on this Blu-ray, man. The audio tracks are really amped up, man.
Yeah. It's got like Jimmy's saying, it's got Brad Renfro, it's got Kevin Bacon, it's got fuck. God damn it, I can't remember his name right now. God, that pisses me off. Jason Patrick. God damn it. I hate that shit. Brain's getting old, guys. Brain's getting old.
Yeah, dude, there's times I'll be talking about something and I'm totally wrong and I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm just not sharp anymore.
Bully is a hell of a movie. And it is so accurate to the true story, too.
You know, I actually just ordered that on Blue or DVD because
Bully's damn good.
I found a new channel on YouTube. Some guy, Mikey J, he did like a quick short on it, and I was like, yo, I don't own that movie. Like that's
Yeah.
another thing that's like, I mean, this is like a good bad thing, but like I see so much shit sometimes on YouTube as far as movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's killing the hell out of my wallet, man. It really
Uh-huh.
is. Like it's
Man,
good, helpful stuff, but it's taking a beating on my wallet, man. The recommendations I get.
out of my collection of 3 or 4 thousand, I still run across movies all the time. I go, damn, I don't have that film. I gotta get that motherfucker. Well, like the simplest shit. I don't have the shit that I should have. Like I do not
Yeah.
have Sling Blade. I cannot believe I do not have Sling Blade. How could I not have Sling Blade?
Yeah, that's a 90s classic. But like,
Oh
to
god.
relate to what you're
Mm-hmm.
saying, that all comes down to
I'm
our
trying
our
to.
preferences and our taste in movies because for me, I'm going to buy what I like the most first
Yeah.
and then go down the list of how I like these movies like for instance the movie May. We
Um,
talked about that like a month or so ago and I realized I didn't have the movie. I've always liked the movie, but it just was so many. There were so many other movies I liked more than that, and that's the reason why I never picked it up
right.
until now.
Yeah. I've had that DVD for 2 or 3 years now. Now Ben from Cadaver Club, he's got a German media book of it. And then what I thought was funny is right after you ordered the DVD, Second Sight put it out and said that they were bringing it out. I ordered that motherfucker first day.
Yeah, that looks like a nice little set too,
Yeah,
especially for the type of movie it is. It's obviously it's a good movie, but it's not like very well known with a
yeah.
lot of people.
There's a nice it follows coming out too. Now this
Oh, is
here,
it?
this part here, this is what I'm talking about. Now, like here later on with Lord Bartram, the one who plays Brenda. There's little parts here. I do believe or maybe it's this part here with Marcy. That this is the only Friday 13th that has this kind of shit. Is this one? The little creepy shit, like she's hiding behind the shower curtain, and you can see her hand pulling it back and looking and watching, and you can see it in the background. I'm not sure if it's this part. I don't think it's this part yet, but just because this is the end of Marcy, unfortunately, or Perky as I call it. And you
I
can
mean, I
see
just
that.
want to make sure we're not spoiling anything for anyone. So I'm assuming that everybody has seen this movie.
Oh yeah. Now the part coming up here, and I do believe, yeah, I do believe it's the Brenda, the Lori Bartram part, where she's in there and she's got her raincoat on, and the killer is looking around, and she notices the killer kind of watching her, but she thinks she's seeing shit.
You talking about the scene when like all the lights come on and she's at the archery range?
No, when she's in the bathroom, I couldn't remember if it was Marcy or if it was Brenda, but I don't think it happened right there. I think it happens here just a little bit after Brenda leaves the Monopoly game. You can see it. She's watching, and you can see the hand, and she's got that curtain pulled back, just looking and watching, and it's real creepy. Um, See, because the rest of Friday 13th after part two are so direct, well, after part three, I'd say, are so direct in the kills, and they show the killers so much that you don't really get a chance for the creepiness. But in like, especially in this one, there's a couple of really creepy parts. I think it's because we don't know who the killer is. You know what I mean? It's because it's a who done it. See,
Yeah.
see, she just left. She just left the Monopoly game. This part is coming up here. That yeah, which is a little thicker in the bottom region. You talking about Marcy, Johnny? Yeah, but she is perky as hell, though. You got to admit that, Johnny. She was perky all over the place in that bathroom. It must have been cold. Hey, man, I'm a raging heterosexual. Raging. I likes me some women's. Now, Steve, I always thought Steve was kind of creepy with his pursuing of Adrienne
Oh,
King because
yeah,
it's just so
I
weird.
think that like the main reason why that's creepy is because like he just looks way older than her,
And he's pushy, man.
I don't think he's too pushy. Like it's borderline for me at least. It's not like he's being like, yo, like I'm trying to, I'm trying. Like he isn't exactly forward with her, but he's making it obvious that he's interested in her.
He's
But
just
I
like
just feel like
his
he looks so much
stereotype.
older than her, and that's like the main creepy aspect of it.
Right, right, right. Like she looks probably what, 21, 22 or something. And here he is, he's like 40 or some shit.
He looks like 35, 30,
Yeah,
35, and she looks like she could pass for 18 or 21.
right. Which
I mean,
back
it's
then
of
wasn't
age,
nearly.
but that's another thing. Like, just
You got
because you're of age, like, yeah, you're allowed to, once you're over 18, you can be with anyone you want. But when I see like celebrities that are 30 years old and their significant other, I'm just like, what the
like,
fuck, dude? You're
well, well, Sean. When I was a kid, man, when I was younger, there was a lot of that going on. And as long as the person was of age, it was not looked at like that. Society
right.
has changed a lot with that. Now you get creep vibes if you do that. But back when I was a kid, as long as a person was 18 or above, no one said shit. Usually, it has changed a lot. It just
Yeah.
in the last 20, 30 years.
See, it's
Here it
just
is.
like that's another example of why I always say, like, back in those days, you had freedom back then.
Yeah, it was
Nowadays, everything is restricted and everybody's got an opinion and
right.
everybody's afraid of their own fucking shadow. And it's just like, I don't know.
Here, I do believe here's the part that I'm talking about. Here it is.
Yeah.
See, with that shower curtain. Now watch this. You will see her hand move the curtain at 51 minutes. Is the part that I'm talking about. Now watch this real close, man. This is creepy. Where the other private keeps don't have this kind of shit in the stalking shit.
Oh, yeah. That
Look,
is
look,
real subtle and quick, too.
see her hand pulling it back.
Yeah.
That's
That's easy
weird,
to
man.
overlook and miss that.
That's 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 got a creep factor to it. That see, because the rest of the series is just so straightforward killing.
Yeah,
But
good
man,
call on that, dude. That's definitely a scene that doesn't stand out. It's real subtle and quick. And now the
yeah,
person's clearly not there anymore.
yeah, the curtain is open more and everything. But she had that curtain pulled pretty damn close, and you could see her hand just pull it back just a little bit. And then when Lori Bartram looked back again, it was open halfway. So and she knows that curtain did not look like that a minute ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She, you know what I mean? She kept looking at that like that wasn't like that, man. Now it shows back and it shows the light swinging back and forth.
Yeah,
That's
that
what it
is
should.
definitely that stands out as a pretty creepy scene.
Yeah, it's just that's where I think this one is different than all the others. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, Sean 420. Yeah, the '90s, the whole world changed in the '90s, man. See, I'm a kid and a teenager of the '80s, so it's hard for me to get with a lot of the outlooks and the way things are nowadays, man. It's just it's hard for a 50-year old. You know, I see and I understand, but when you're raised in a different time, it's just
It's
it
almost like you're forced to be adjusted to a new society or something, you know? It's
you have
almost
to,
like waking up and being like like waking up on a new planet or so waking up in a new city. It's almost like it leaves you feeling like you're foreign to it, like what's going on nowadays.
right, right. Yeah, I was born in '73, 420. So I mean, I just turned 50 a couple of months ago. And I swear to God, man, I turned 17 in 1990, and my heavy metal got gobbled and ate right up, and then the whole world just changed because in the '90s, all kinds of music was popular except for what I grew up on. It just a different. It just became a different world. Something
Yeah,
else here is when
it's
she's hollering and
unfortunate.
saying, "Help me, help me." It's like she becomes Jason. You know what I mean? She can use that little kid voice so well. It's almost like she becomes Jason.
Right.
It's that's creepy too. The way she's able to do that little kid voice. Help me, please.
It's like as if like they're all like they're both of one mind.
Because she knew she wasn't strong. She wasn't Jason being able to walk through anything. So she was killing people like a creepy um, stalker killer would. She was using her head rather than her brawn.
Yeah.
She had to. I mean,
I
assuming
mean,
everybody, of course, knows
like when you see her with those like little like those like when she's talking in that Jason voice and being like really just odd and creepy with it, just like you get the vibe that this is a straight up psychopath that should have been in the hospital a long time ago.
Oh yeah, she's fine as long as they don't open this place up.
Yeah.
That's when it's like PTSD hits her, man, and she's just like, "You're all guilty." Yeah, Jamie. That is early 2000s. Yeah, the 90s was actually. I don't complain too much about the 90s because anything and everything was popular. You had Lance
Yeah.
Lissette and shit, which was really cool.
I used to be hard on the 90s, like with horror, but by the time
Right.
we got to like the 2010s, it really made me look back at a lot of
Exactly.
90s horror films and be like, you know what? Like, I appreciate this stuff because there's a lot of shit coming out now.
Yeah. See, she was so fucked up by this little kid. Like, she's convinced that is a little kid out there saying, please help me. Like, to the point where she didn't put her raincoat on. She just went out there in her nightgown.
Yeah. But see, people are just like, this would happen in real life too. Like, somebody would, oh my God, somebody needs help, you know? Like,
This first Friday the 13th could happen.
I'd probably be the one dude sitting there like, yo, I keep hearing someone saying they need help, and I would probably just stand there and keep hearing it. I wouldn't go out there.
Yeah.
Like, I
But
don't know where that's coming from, but it sounds like someone needs help, and I'm not going out in the rain in the dark woods to go see
yeah.
what's going on.
Do you agree, though, that this is the one Friday the 13th that could happen? I mean, this realistically could happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real supernatural aspect about it. Like, these are real life situations going on here. A real
Yeah.
psychopath could haunt a camp like this.
Right. Because, and, you got red herring and everything here, man. You had Steve Christie, which a lot of people assumed was the killer until you see him get chopped down. And now, I remember when I see a theater, I was like, who in the hell is the killer now? Who's doing this shit? Because everybody's getting wiped out. You're running out of. So then they pick the person that you haven't seen yet, but then you come to find out that it's known of.
See, when I first saw Friday the 13th, I was very familiar already with the Jason character and the hockey mask. So
Mm-hmm.
that's who I thought was doing all the killing. And then out of nowhere, 180's pulled on me once I find out what's going on.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I wasn't like let down by it. I was expecting to see a guy in a hockey mask, but I was more terrified by it than being surprised or being like, what the fuck? This wasn't what I was expecting. Yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting, but it's fucking terrifying.
Especially if you see the other Friday 13th first, ones with Jason, and then you go back and watch this one, you see a completely different kind of film, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, this is 1980. It was filmed in what, 79 going into 80. It's technically a 70s film. It just came out in 80. Got the
June 8th,
style and everything. The wardrobes are all screaming 70s.
June 12th, I do believe, 1980.
13th. Yeah, this was released June 13th, 1980. I'm pretty sure that's the date.
Well, it was supposed to be. I'm not sure. Does the Friday the 13th happening in June in 1980, or did it happen in 79?
I gotta look again. See, I'm not that sharp anymore with all this info.
Yeah. I've lost a lot of it too, man. Dracula with Bela Lugosi is Dracula.
So Friday the
Chris Mooney
13th.
did good.
Yeah, Friday the 13th was released on June 13th, 1980, and it was a Friday the 13th.
Okay. So that means I seen it on Saturday the 14th. I seen it that next day in the matinee.
Wow.
I had been 7 years old for about a month, exactly a month, because my birthday is May 14th. So I had been seven for a month.
Wow, I couldn't imagine being 7 years old at that time to see a movie like this. I'd be, oh my God, I'd be so scared.
It fucked me up, man. I ain't been right since. You know?
I know what you mean. Like, I hear you saying, like, oh, it fucked me up. I know what you're saying. That shit fucked you up in a good way.
Yeah, I ain't been, there was like before I seen it, and then there was like after I seen it. You know,
Right, yeah, you came out a whole different person.
same thing happened with Halloween and The Exorcist and The Shining. I think I seen them all
Right.
when I was really young.
And then
This
after
same
that, it was all downhill after that.
this same year, I seen The Shining. I seen The Exorcist in '78 when I was those seven yeah '78 when I was 5. So you talk
Ah,
about life
Bones.
changing.
Bones in the Necro Zoo's here, and he's asking, he's saying he's always wondered how the girl that goes through the window was killed. I would have guessed she was beat to death. Yeah, that's, that's a good assumption.
That's what. Are you talking about Brenda?
Yeah, the one in the green coat.
Arrows, arrows.
Yeah,
She was out there
but
to
it's
raise.
like,
He used her as
like
target
as you
practice.
go along, like she ends up getting thrown out the window. Like sometimes like stuff like that can be distracting. Like, wait, didn't she die earlier? Like, why is this body flying out this way now?
Right. Exactly.
But people like you and I, we know these movies so well.
Yeah, I do believe she was used as a human target practice. I do believe she took a few arrows, if I'm not mistaken. Because remember, she was out there and she flicked those lights on. I
Yeah,
I opened up the bow and arrow on her.
yeah, we just passed that scene like
Yeah.
moments ago.
Steve, well, no, Steve won't be back soon. And another thing that makes you think that Steve drives in that fucking Jeep, and we seen with Annie at the very beginning the killer was in a Jeep. So they red herring the fuck out of that, man.
Yes, everyone, Bones in the Necro Zoo is still around.
What's happening, man? Thank
But
you.
I noticed like on his channel he does a lot more like Marvel and DC related stuff to like figures, which is stuff
Yeah.
that like I was more into like comics and superheroes a lot more when I was growing up. I slightly grew out of that stuff, but occasionally I do like to go over and watch his content on his channel because he presents himself well and the stuff that he's talking about in the video. He does a good job with that. And he is
Yeah,
a massive collector too.
that is very cool. I'm gonna have to check him out. Yeah, maybe get our first shot of actual shot of Ron Carroll playing Sergeant Tierney. We didn't find any Jason, or we didn't find any boy. The boy, Jason. Jason? Yeah, the boy. The pulled me out of the water. Hey, we didn't find a boy, man. You fucking crazy.
You know, like from here on, when the main counselor in the yellow raincoat, to me, this is like the countdown to doom. Like this is
Yep.
where like the movie really starts popping off. At least for me. And like,
Yeah.
we get that look at the Camp Crystal Lake sign, like from here on it's downhill chaos.
Yeah. Yeah. This is when this when we come to realize. Well, at this point, you're finding out that Steve's just now showing up. So how could he have been the killer? Because motherfucker's been getting wiped out. So it's like now you're really getting the idea. Wow, Steve isn't a killer. So even if you thought he was, You know he's not now.
You know, I
But
never got the vibe that he was a killer in this movie. Never, I just didn't have the attitude for it. I don't know.
well, there's a lot of people that this talked about. You know,
Oh, I know,
especially
dude. I've heard all the theories and heard them all picked apart, and some of them are good, some of them are far fetched.
but you know for a fact that he does know who the killer is, though, and he knows them well. Because he said, "Hey, what are you doing out here in this?" So now you're thinking, is it one of the counselors? Is it one of the teen? Well, not teenage. There isn't teenagers in this one really, but is it one of the younger people? Because see, this is a who done it, yet it doesn't show you who the killer is. Like you don't see the killer at all throughout the film until the end.
Yeah.
So it's a weird who done it. It's a who done it that you don't see.
So we are officially at 105 in the movie, so that means we have exactly 30
Yes.
minutes left.
Yes. Probably a good 25 minutes of actual film.
Well, yeah, if you don't count the credits.
I went to a cabin like this a couple of years in a row when I was, you see, was I 18 and 19? I went with my first love, the girl I took to the prom and shit. And we went and spent a weekend at cabins that look a lot like this 2 years in a row. It was pretty cool. There's nothing like going to a cabin like this where you got to light lanterns and different shit like that for your life, man. It made for a really cool romantic setting, especially when you're 18,
Hmm.
19 years old, you're young and in love, you know.
No, I know. I hear you, man.
You know, these cabins remind me of that. It takes me back. I hope everybody's been enjoying this watch along and all of our rambling and discussing. We're definitely doing a commentary on it, that's for sure. But
But, but yeah,
I hope
next Tuesday we're going to be doing part 2, right?
y'all definitely doing all of them every Tuesday.
But yeah, next Tuesday, 10 o'clock, same channel, Gorophobe's channel for part 2.
We can switch over for a couple to yours too. I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, we can do that. If you want, maybe get through the first 4, switch over or something. We can do that.
Yeah. It sounds good to me, man. Hell yeah.
I mean, now that I got the format widescreen thing issue figured out, so
Yeah. Yeah, you're not a guest on this show, man. You're a partner on
right. Yeah, it's a two-man stream job here.
it. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I'm still trying to get used to doing watch parties or streams by myself because
Man,
I just run out. Like, I'm just not a very interesting person. Like, I can be, I know that, but I'm just not overall. And it's hard for me to carry a stream and pay attention to the chat and keep people interested. It's just not easy for me to do. It's something I got to really work on, though.
Well, hey, I think you do a good job, man. And I did from let me see full until the end of winter. I did it every Monday and Tuesday night. As you know, I was doing that shit by myself and carrying it. I did the best job. You know, I really didn't try to do a job with it. I just kind of sit and talk and discuss the film, man. That's just, that's the way it
Yeah.
was. I would get people in the chat, but for the longest time, nobody would say anything. So I just did commentaries on it. Then when the chat started joining in, I got excited about the chat and started talking to them.
Yeah, I hear you there. If the chat's dead, eventually you're going to have to just,
Man.
put it on the back burner or whatever. But if people are interacting, it can be a little bit to juggle and then pay attention to a movie, read comments, and then like read comments out loud, making sure that you're paying attention to everyone. I just got to get that groove down for that because sometimes it can be a little like overwhelming to deal with too. And
Yeah. It's you got the multitask. what's strange about it is my biggest views are the ones where the chat wasn't talking. That's when I was getting 5, 6, 700 views on videos. When the chat started talking, my views went down. The bigger my chat got, the less my views went. It's
Yeah,
strange, but it's true.
I can't make any sense of that. That is odd.
But go back and look at my shit I did in the fall and the winter, and you'll see a big bunch of views, and that's when my chat wasn't happening. And my chat started happening, and then it dropped down to 100, 200. I don't know. I
That's
don't know.
not like some casual shit. That's like a drastic number right there. 1, 200.
From 5, 6, 7, oh hell yeah. I got 4,000 when I spit on your grave, and I had like 3 people in the fucking chat. Of course, I did it at like 6 a.m. But somehow it just gathered algorithm, and I got 4,000 on it on Mountaintop Motel. I got a couple of thousand, the one I did with Earth Mountaintop 9.
Yeah, I see
Mike,
Austin is
Michael Dale.
asking. I guess he's asking everyone, but he's asking, has anyone had the vinyl soundtracks to the Friday the 13th movies? Do you own any of them?
The what?
Do you own any of the vinyl soundtracks from the Friday the 13th movies?
No, I do not. Not yet. The only vinyl I have right now is Last Off on the Left.
Yeah, I don't have any musical soundtrack material for Friday the 13th. I think I actually have. No, actually on
I
I have
think
it
it's
on a
13.
burned disc with like a bunch of movie soundtracks. I have the first one on a CD disc, but that's it.
I do want to get them. We talk about Todd Walnuts, man. Todd Walnuts has got a shitload of them. So does Chili Billy. Chili Billy's another really good one with a hell of a collection.
Yeah, dude, he's one of those guys that like, he double dips a lot on movies, but it's always
Yes,
very interesting to see his stuff.
yes, I love it. And he just now passed 300. Everybody that hasn't subbed to Chili Billy, go over and sub to Chili Billy, man. He's got a hell of a collection.
Dude, I think he's been YouTubing longer than I have, and he's only got 300 subscribers. Like,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
but
It's total crime, man.
but
That's why I see
he's
him.
more
Bring
of like
him
a
to
laid back guy. He doesn't really like insert
it.
himself into the community. And that's fine. I don't expect people to do that. But if you want your channel to take off, you're gonna have to insert yourself into the community. That's the only way you're like.
Right.
Let me rephrase that though. It's not a guarantee that your channel is going to take off, but you're going to have a better chance of your channel taking off if you insert yourself
Exactly.
and pay it
It's
forward and
hard.
watch videos. You'll have a better chance of having more recognition on your channel.
Yeah. It's not easy. I mean, some people make it look easy, man, but it's not.
No, it's hard and it's frustrating. I mean, even for me, like there's times where I have trouble making a simple video, a simple haul video.
Mm.
And then I get to the point where I go, fuck it, I'm doing it tomorrow because if I keep doing this, I'm gonna like lose my mind. It's like, just like little errors here and there, but sometimes you just gotta put that shit down and just try it another time.
Man, I tried doing, I just come out here and I'm myself, and I'm just me. And if people like it, they do. If they don't, they don't. You know what I mean? And that's all I
Yeah.
can say. I can only be me. Man says she was born on Friday the 13th. That's cool as hell.
Yeah, I think her birthday is August 13th, if I remember correctly.
I was thinking it was 15th because they're both in August. Is it like the 5th and the 15th, or is it the 5th and 13th? But I do believe Russell is the 5th, and Man's either the 13th or the 15th. So, yeah, she says the 13th. She says, yes, sir. So, August 13th, and Russell is August 5th, if I'm correct. We just talked about this a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Now, see, I like to call them survivor girls. Yep, Russell's the 5th. That's what I was thinking. But she's unique, man. Did you see? She tied that fucking door shut and everything. Where she fucks up is her naivety. Now, I'm sorry if I'm in this situation and some stranger just whips up I've never seen before. I'm not gonna go running right out to him. I'm gonna close the fucking business and shit, pick him up. Considering I don't know who the fucking killer is. Yeah, that baseball bat's gonna stick up right beside the fucking head. Just whip up there and be like, hello. Wow. Hello.
Well, I'll be right back. Give me a second.
All right. Oh, yeah, man. See there, see, she's got those wounds. She caught bow and arrow, guys. I'm telling you. And it looks like she was beat too. So, but she's got a couple wounds like in her shoulder there. Now, I do believe that was an arrow. This is the early days of the final duel, man. But
All right.
I think I think Alice is pretty knowledgeable actually. Like I said, it's her naivety that gets her. She puts up a hell of a fight. Man. Getting ready to happen. I probably should turn my music down a little bit here. They're gonna strike my head.
Yeah, that would be wise.
I had that shit going loud. I've gotten ballsy with that lately. I'm gonna end up with a fucking strike. I don't have any strikes yet. I got a few claims, but I don't have any strikes.
I mean, it's not like people do it intentionally.
Right. I mean, like, they're just kind of anal.
Well, that's the thing. Like, YouTube doesn't look at it as an accident. It's, oh, you did it, strike time.
And it's when you least expect it. You know, I used to work for the Christies. Now, I never seen this woman before in my life. She just gonna show up, all my friends are dead, getting killed. I'm beating this woman in the fucking head with something, man.
But here's the thing, like, in defense of her, she is so terrified and in shock right now, she is willing to take any help she can get her hands on. She's by herself. She's terrified.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but.
And Pamela comes off like somebody's mom, not like a killer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, you know, she just looks. It's like as if she found salvation by finding her. You know.
Right, and she comes off so nice, but then she gets in here and she starts getting real weird. And I love the look on Adrienne King's face when she realizes something's wrong with this woman.
Yeah, I just try to, like, for a minute, put myself in a teenage girl's shoes in this situation. I'm surprised she's not shaking, like, you know, like all over the place, can't even talk.
Well, she's calmed down a little bit. She feels a little bit better because this woman's with her.
Right,
Now
right.
Now she's getting ready to tell her story. And watch this. Slowly, you watch Adrienne King, Alice. Slowly, she starts moving to the side and looking at her really weird here.
Right, because, you know, Betsy's marbles are slowly falling around on the floor right now. She's slowly unraveling.
Yeah, there it is. She's moved aside and shit. She's going, oh, wait a minute. This woman ain't acting right. Why is she telling me this fucking story right now? You know? It's like, there's a time and a place. Why are you telling me what happened to your son?
Like, can we get out of here and then you can tell me what's the fucking's going on?
Right. You got to run a Jeep. Why are we in here having a fucking conversation? I don't know your son, man. What the hell? I can wait for Mr. Christie. Oh, that's not necessary. Here she goes. Now she's going to talk to Jason.
Dude, the look of that water, the lake water on Blu-ray is so crystal.
Yes, it is. I am Jason. I am. Now she knows she's fucked.
And today is his birthday.
Yeah. She that grin, man. It's like, woo. It's like, what the hell are you smiling about? What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Where's the gun? Where's that baseball bat I had? Fuck, I dropped it. Yeah, it's pretty clear. I love when she first comes out. She goes, ah! Like, oh shit. I'm drowned. You never paid any attention.
Totally delusional.
What you did to him. Here it is. Ah! Beautiful performance. thud. Keep hitting her. Shit. I'm smacking that woman over and over again.
She brought her for the ride.
Crazy. Crazy for being a maniac. So I got bitch beating me in the back with a fucking poker and everything. Brother Teens loves those pokers, man.
Fire pokers.
Yeah. You remember part 3 with the hippie chick. Killer. Wish she changes her voice, man. That's just, it's like, damn. Like she didn't take this part seriously to begin with. And she ended up embracing it not long before she died. But at this point, she did this because she needed a new car.
Yeah, I've heard of that before.
Yeah. Her car just they offered it to her. She read the script and said, "Man, what a piece of shit this is." And then right after that, her car broke down, and she got back a hold of her agent and said, "Okay, yeah, I'll do it. I need a new car anyway." It ended up being like one of the most iconic roles in horror history. Because she does it, what kills me is you actually hear people out there talking about, like, when this was made, there was people talking about what a horrible job she did, how horrible acting. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
She's barely even in the movie.
She's chilling, though, man.
I think she did perfectly fine, but at the same time, she
Great.
doesn't even have a lot of screen time. Like, how could she be that bad?
Yeah. And what she does do, I think, is completely convincing. Freaks me out.
I'm sold on it.
See, here she is. She stepped in. One of my favorite parts is when Adrienne King is in the closet and she busts a hole in it and she peeks through and grins and looks at her like, "There you are." Killer. I mean, how in the fuck do you call that bad? And also the paintbrush slaps you give smack, smack, smack. So goddamn, I got a fighter here. This chick is fucking crazier than I am. She wants to live, man. Here it is, the paintbrush slap. Oh god. See, she's what you call a mean old broad, man. She's a broad.
The
Got,
firecracker.
oh, right in the ow. Low
Right in
blow.
the yaya.
See, a lot of people don't understand that I've been told by my exes and my ex-wife and everybody, guys talk about like it hurts when they get hit in the nuts. Well, I've been told by a lot of women that it hurts them bad too when they get hit there.
I mean, just think about it. Like that whole region is sensitive. Whether you're a female or a male, that whole region is sensitive.
Exactly. Yeah, she was pimp slapping Alice like a motherfucker. She's like, whap, whap. Like I said, she's just a mean ass, crazy as hell old broad. Probably about 40, 45. Shit. I never thought I'd see the day when I'd be sitting here watching this thinking, man, Pamela Voorhees is younger than I am in
this. That's one way to look at it.
It's almost over. I'm getting to be an old motherfucker, man. You can't stop it. You just kind of gotta go with it. You can't hide. No place to hide.
I mean, I know you said you were born in 73. If I had a choice, I wish I was born in 73. I just wish I was born somewhere in like the mid 60s or mid 70s. Because it just, like I hear how my dad talks about things, and it's just like you could just hear and sense that there was so much freedom back then compared to what it is today.
Absolutely. Being a teenager in the 80s was fantastic, man. Absolutely. The only thing that would have been better would have been being a teenager in the 70s, maybe.
Yeah. But the
Other than
only
that,
thing
oh, man.
that's kind of sucks with being a male is like back in those days, you had that you could have been drafted in the war. You
Yeah, that's
know?
true. But fuck, my hair was longer than a lot of the chicks, and my jeans were just as tight as theirs. You know what I mean? That was cool. Shit, I mean, this ponytail I got now, man, I used to have one 3 times longer. I just now decided to grow it back out. First year and a half of my channel, I had my head shaved. I said, fuck it. I'm gonna grow my hair out.
Now, I just
I
want to
can
let
grow.
you know it's not an issue for me, but a lot of times we stream together, I get a lot of freeze points. I don't know
Oh
if
yeah,
you see it. I don't know if I might be freezing up on your side, but I'm just letting you know so you're aware of that. But it's not an issue for me, and I don't think
yeah,
it's an issue for anyone else.
yeah. I've known that before, man. Yeah. Um,
I
I
I just
I
want
I tried adjusting this and that, man, and I just can't. There's nothing I can do about it. I think it might
yeah,
be my old ass phone.
yeah, it probably could be, but I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of that. That's all. It's not an
Yeah,
issue or
I
anything.
am. I am. Yeah, I am. Everybody knows I'm low quality on here. I come off like you're watching an old ass VHS. But it's what I can do and what I can afford because I spend all the rest of my money on the family and my collection. That's why
Yeah.
my whole time that I've had a channel, it's all been done on this phone.
Sorry, say that again.
The whole time I had a channel, it's been done on this phone.
Oh, okay.
There it
Yeah,
was.
there might be a pretty good chance that your phone is starting to kick the
Yeah,
can.
yeah, I need to do it. Well, shit. Here, was about a month ago when I was doing little girl lives down the lane. Remember, it just kept just clicking off StreamYard for no reason. I don't know why it was doing it that day, but I had to get back on 5 times that day. So I just need to put the money in and just get a new device to stream on, and I will eventually. I procrastinate shit a lot too, but that was one of my favorite parts. There's when she busted a hole in the door and seen her hiding in the closet and just looked at it and she's like, ah, "There you are." That grin she got on her face, I love. I just love Betsy Palmer, man. I think Betsy Palmer is brilliant at family working. There could never be another, in my opinion. He just, the little parts they had where somebody else was playing family just did not click.
The timestamp is 1 hour 26, 1 hour 27 exactly.
Yep, yep. We're right on, man. Yeah, she's looking into the water now down by the boat. This is the last hurrah. When she grabs her head and beats her. Aiden King talked about this, and she said that this was rough wrestling around with her on this beat. That she actually grabs her head and beats it into the sand and shit.
Yeah, apparently there's some scenes and cuts or whatever where things did get a little over physical. And in fight scenes, no matter you're male or female,
Yeah,
people accidentally get whacked in the face with punches. It
yeah,
happens. And sometimes you kind of have to get close to somebody or hurt somebody a little bit to sell it.
yeah.
But
And she,
nowadays there's so much safety regulations that no guys, don't worry, we're gonna worry about that later with the green screen. So it's
yeah.
you
Well,
know
she was an old school actress too. You know what I mean?
yeah.
The old school actors and actresses that did a lot of stage like she did, they would get into it. They would character act a lot. They would get rough. There,
I always hate seeing those toothpicks sticking out of the
yeah.
neck.
And that's Tasso's hands, which was the right hand man of Tom Savini. Tasso, he also played one of the bikers in Dawn of the Dead.
The hairy knuckles.
Yeah, yeah. His class ring. Yep, yep, yep. Absolutely.
All right. I just remember that Jamie said that her 50th birthday was on June 1st this year, and I made a post for it. I'm pretty sure she's 50, but correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, Mayanne keeps saying she's 40. Like, maybe she's joking or something. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I'm just saying.
You know, well, you know, women in the whole age thing, man. It's just rude to even ask. To me, you know, it's like I don't even ask if they want to tell me, fine, but I usually don't
Yeah.
ask them.
I try not to ask people their age because, yeah, some people get, that's two things I really don't ask people. I don't ask people what they do for their job, and I don't ask them what their age is because asking people what they do at a job, it leads to, well, how much money do you make? And how do you spend your money? And then people get like
Um,
really, they start digging into your business. And
right.
then people will ask your age, and then you get this kind of fraudulent, like, oh, you look like you're 22 years old, and it's just like, all right, you're overdoing it there. I might just want to shut up now.
Right.
But I know overall people do mean well with that. They're trying to be nice, but sometimes they overdo it.
Right.
And that's why I don't bring up those topics really.
Yeah. Yeah. She says she is indeed 50. And man said something
Yeah,
about 39 or something. Let me see. Let me go back here a little bit. She said, oh, she said she's going to say she's 30, 39, I
but
do believe.
yeah, like for real though, I do agree with Cal, and I really feel like Jamie looks like she's like 25 years old, like somewhere
Yeah.
around that age.
Yeah. She does come off. Yeah, she does come off younger. That's for sure.
I watched her premiere today for the karaoke. Oh shit, Jason just came out of the water.
Well, it's not so much about how you look, it's how you come off. Like, I don't think I come off like a 50-year-old, you know?
Yeah. No,
I may look, I may look 50, but I definitely don't act 50. You know what I mean?
I see what you saying that. Like, I see how you interact with people in the chat that are obviously younger, and you're not like restricted to an age group. I don't see that
Right.
at all with you. I don't see that. Actually, I don't really see that with anybody. A lot of people
Right.
are pretty fair as far as age groups and stuff.
Right.
But I was like talking there, and Jason came out of the water, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god!" Like I know the scene's coming, but it still gets me every time. But I was watching Jamie's channel earlier. She had a premiere today for some karaoke, and my god, dude, she's really good with that. Like it's just maybe a little too good for our ears, Like,
Mhm.
she's got a good voice, and she knows how to really put a video together
Right.
to
Right.
sing and do all that stuff.
Definitely. For sure, man. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just so fond of the whole circle of people that we got here, man. This group we got is so good and so cool with each other, man. The ones that always come here on my channel, and you know when I do this shit, man, everybody is so cool with each other and so supportive of me, and I appreciate it so fucking much.
That's good to
It's a lot
hear,
of
man.
fun,
Like
man.
I pretty much feel the same way. I'm a little frustrated with certain things and people, and
So am I,
I made an error with one person today, but
but nobody here.
I kind of
You know?
resolved that. But at the same time, it just I just anything that's negative, I just don't want that shit in my life. Don't
Yeah,
want it. Don't want nothing to do with it. But sometimes I don't give a fuck because I'm the type of person I don't hold my tongue for anybody. If I feel a certain
exactly,
way, you're gonna be fucking told, and you don't like it,
exactly. Me
you can
too.
go get fucked. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
But I
everybody
try
knows
not to be
I'm
this way
so
with
weird.
people. I try to be understanding. I try to be patient with people, but sometimes things just need to be told the way they are because that's how they are. But too many people are afraid to open their mouth. And then when you're honest with somebody, people
Right,
can't they just can't handle the truth. They just can't. When you're honest
right,
with somebody, a lot of people don't
right,
like that shit. But
right.
it's not a part of my DNA to be fake. I can't do that. I'm not a fraudulent person. That's that West Coast shit. I wasn't raised that way.
Same here, man. I'm the same way, and you found out from me that if I got something to say or I feel a way, I will say so, and I tell everybody. And I know I pissed people off before, and that's just I guess that's just the way it goes because I can only be me, and life is too fucking short to be fake and phony. Fuck that. I'm 50
Right.
years old,
Because
and I don't got the patience for it.
I mean, you think about it, like
Cool with me, I'm
for
cool with
for
you.
anyone to like be like that, anyone that is like that, you're just lying to yourself.
Yeah. If you're cool with me, treat me good. I'm cool with you and treat you good. If you don't, fuck you. But you know what I mean. But all the people that we have here and the people we have every week and the people I have every week, I don't have a problem with any of them. The people I have a problem with are not any of these people for sure.
Dude, I pretty much agree with you. That's why, like, like it's like I pretty much get the same crowd on my watch parties. Like it's
Right.
Russell, Hatmaster, Juno 2000. These people are all relatable people. That's why, like, Russell will sometimes request a certain movie to do a watch party for. And I'm willing to hear him out because he's always showing up. That's why I don't
Oh,
mind
yeah,
taking a request from someone who shows up all the time.
yeah. And
So,
people like Russell and all them will always leave comments after and everything. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Saying thanks and shit. And I got another guy that'll watch the rewatch. His name's Hector, and he's really cool too. And he'll always say something. And I always
I
try to
think I know who
respond
you're
to
talking
everybody.
about. He doesn't really have an official channel. I think his
Like,
avatar is just a brown H. I
yeah,
see
yeah,
him all over YouTube.
yeah. And he's a really cool guy too. And I always like to make it clear to everybody that I definitely appreciate the support. And you know what I mean? Because without everybody, you know what I mean? Without the love for the films and the sharing of the passion for horror and the films, man, there wouldn't even be a channel for me.
Yeah. I pretty much agree with you though. It's a very subtle, laid back group. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody wants drama and problems, but sometimes things got to be addressed because you don't speak up, these problems are going to continue. But sometimes when you speak up, it digs a deeper hole, and it just becomes a situation where you're just going to lose no matter what. But I don't
Absolutely.
know. It's that shit's just conflicting. It's a double-edged sword. It's got its positive and negative, and it's mostly lands on the negative.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Russell saying, to give respect, you have to give respect. Absolutely. Um,
Yeah,
Lady J saying she always has a great time here. I am so glad. Thank you so much for that. Sean, a new guy here, man. Fantastic, positive vibes. Thanks for coming. Hope you come back, man. I do shit on Sunday afternoon at 1. I on Monday night at 11. Tuesday, and these shows with Sean on Tuesday nights at 10. And then once a month I do a trivia show and I put out collection videos. So Johnny says life's too short for bullshit. Absolutely. Says you, Gore, and Sean are awesome to talk to and keeping horror alive. Absolutely, that's what I want, man. Ed Man says have a great night, everyone. See y'all later.
yeah.
Yeah, it was the first one I
Yo,
seen.
honestly, I'm just really surprised at the turnout for this tonight. I mean, obviously, it's Friday the 13th movie. Sometimes I forget about like these bigger franchises. Like for instance, if we were watching the first Elm Street tonight, we would probably have the same attention. And sometimes I forget about how these bigger franchise movies are so loved by people. And I'll just be like, like, wow, there's a lot of people really buzzing about that. And then I have to stop and think, like, that is how much people love these movies.
There's a reason they are what they are.
Right.
Well, I've known for a long time too, and I've never had any problem with him. Me and Kel's always got along really great. He seems to be a really cool person. I talked to him a few times, and he says I try to be respectful and honest. Me being truthful doesn't mean it's a license to be rude. Right? Exactly. But people don't respect that. Right? You got to
Yeah, I
show.
mean, I think Kale's a great guy too. Really, really knowledgeable, and me and him are on a level to where we can bullshit and talk shit, but we know at the end of the day it's all in good fun. And I know it's I'm gonna just say this with respect. I know Kale is not like a big YouTuber, but he shows up when he can and he supports. He does put himself out there. And I always see him in live streams, always respectable. And yeah, actually, it's just really good to have a discussion with him when he jumps on a panel too.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him personally in a long time, man. I need to do that here soon. We need to start bringing every once in a while bring somebody in to talk to like during the movie, like for a few minutes every once in a while. You know what I mean?
Dude, I would love that idea. Like, yeah, yeah, like, cause I mean, you don't want to bring too many people on, cause then it could turn into a mess and get distracted. But yeah,
Two or
bring
three
in
people.
like one person that wants to jump up on the panel. It's gonna add to the discussion. It will. It'll make things more interesting.
Definitely. Speak up, be an enabler, and they keep up. Yeah. Unfortunately, we do have the some people out there that draw up drama. I avoid them people. They just thanks, good stream, dudes. Thank you very much. How is the stream? Yeah, we'll get to all these different ones. We're gonna knock out the Friday 13th, and what I got to figure it is by the time Friday 13th ends, it'll be about the 1st of October. So that'll be perfect, and then we'll move to the next thing. We'll have it figured out by then. But yeah, thanks to everybody that came by, man. So much appreciated. First classic Friday 13th down. My favorite part 2 will come next Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Hopefully, all you guys will show up again for that. Yeah, much thanks and much love to everybody out there, man. Much
Yeah,
appreciated. Thank you so much.
I'm actually like I'm really excited for next week because dude, part
Definitely.
2 is really fun. It's a fun movie.
You got anything coming up or anything that you want to talk about?
Just I got a watch party set up for a different day and a different time for Joe Dante's 1989 film, The Burbs.
Cool.
So I wanted to just try a different day and a different time to see maybe if it like draws a different crowd maybe. So I got that
Right.
set up for Sunday, July 16th at 5 p.m.
Cool.
And yeah, for The Burbs. And then after that, I'm gonna do a watch party for the 1976 film called Squirm, and Russell requested that a while ago, and I'm a fan of that movie, so but that'll be a regular Wednesday night at 10 o'clock.
Okay. We're
But other than that, that's pretty much all I have really going on to announce.
cool. I got a few things coming, so I'll have a new pickups vid, a new whole vid coming up here soon. Sunday, of course. Sunday afternoon, I am doing. Let me see. Yeah, the Creepy Kids film at 1 p.m. Eastern Time Sunday will be Stephanie. I know a lot of people hasn't seen it, but definitely we'll get it up on Look Movie and we'll watch it together. That's a good Creepy Kid film. And like I said, Monday I'll be back with. I'm not sure it's gonna be a drunk carpenter of some sort. Other than that, we have been talking to JT about doing something Thursday, so that might happen. We're talking about doing some Italian horror, and basically it's a book club type thing. So we'll see how that pans out.
I
But
like the idea of that, but
yeah,
I don't know how I'm gonna watch that movie because it's literally like it's
right,
not online. You can't buy it for a reasonable price. So
really,
I just hope we get that figured out to where we can actually watch the movie.
right,
Because
yeah,
I've never seen the movie in its entirety. I've only seen clips and trailers of it.
yeah.
And, I do want to see it because I'm not familiar with it, but how? I don't know how we're going to watch it.
No, we'll try to figure something out. He mentioned something about sending it to us or something. So we'll see how that pans out. If
Oh,
if not, if not, we can always pick another one. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
that's true.
see what
But
happens.
yeah, maybe he'll get it figured out. But I did run that by him. I was like, I'm down with it, but it's not on Look Movie, it's not on Tubi, it's not on YouTube, it's not anywhere. And I
Damn,
believe the cheapest DVD I saw was $147.
holy shit! All right, well, shit. Well, either way, we'll figure out something. But for now, that was Friday the 13th, 1980. Fantastic. Um, we're right here every Tuesday night with Sean Blue Digital. Thanks again, man. Always welcome here. We do a great show here that I'm very proud of. Um, I, and I guess we'll see you guys next time. Cool. Awesome. That's Sean Blue Digital, and I am Goraphobe, and you are not. Have a great night, everybody.
Take care, everyone.